Hello and welcome to a video explaining where I've been for the last several months. A long story very short, my house got flooded with sewage water and I've only recently moved back in. Just for a bit of context, my sister is not only my landlady, but she's also my next door neighbour, so her house got flooded as well. But I'll focus more on my side of the house because that's their personal side. So how it happened. It was on the 4th of July, the day after my video saying I'm taking some time off. For the simple reason of they've house had no electrics for 2 weeks, and obviously we've got cameras that watch our house. There was no power going to those houses, and we weren't there, so it's not really good to advertise the fact that there's stuff in the house and nobody's there. And I said that for 2 weeks. That was a long time. So that night I was at work. My sister contacted me and said the road's flooding. And by the time that I got back home, it was over and done with. The flood waters receded, but the damage was done. It was only about an inch worth of water, but that's still water damage. That's still sewage water as well, so we couldn't stay there at all. So yeah, it took a while to get going with stuff with the insurance. I think it was a busy season for them, various other floods and other damages. But yeah, the problem is when you get flood damage, you have to sort things out into three things: either straight rubbish, stuff that you're keeping hold of that hasn't been touched by the sewage water, and stuff that has been touched by the water and you're claiming for. So it's still quite a bit of physical effort, and it's taken quite a while to get things going. I don't understand why it's taken so long to get stuff sorted with the house. I'm guessing they're busy. There was some other weirdness with insurers. The house is still a project, unfortunately. My living room is still floorboards exposed, but it's back to being livable. So this is my getting the opportunity to get back to doing videos because I know where I'm living now. So yeah, as for ourselves, the emergency sort of housing sort of situation basically put you in a travel lodge. I think there is a weirdness with acceptance with travel lodge. They can allow pets. I think they charge more for it, but you are still have the pets though. Obviously, the cats still had to go. Still had to go to in the hotel, but I find strange that cats be in the hotel, but that's what happened. They seem to be all right. The cats were actually upstairs at the time, not in my sister's side of the house, and they slept throughout the entire thing. It's only when they came downstairs and started getting all these different smells that were going like, what have you humans done? It was very surreal, but the cats seemed to be all right with it. I think Cheeseburger was a bit stressed up about things. In fairness, she does get stressed up. I think for an old cat, she's 15 years old now. She's easy enough to get. Well, she was 14 at the time. The very easy for them to get stressed up, and it tells on her because she starts to lose hair in certain starts to lose hair and fur in certain places. I say for a 14-year-old Moggy, it's not a nice thing to just be lumped out of your house that's got a new smells in it and then taken elsewhere into a hotel. But obviously, as people going past it at all the hours of the day, it was quite a very weird situation. We got put up in another travel lodge next to Meadow Hall, which I think, what was it? I think we were there for about a month. I think it was about just under a month and a half for that one. Oh, at least I was. After middle of August, the problem is with the insurers, they were being very strange, especially with the booking. Rather than doing lump bookings of the hotel rooms, they were basically leaving everything up until about 10 minutes to 5 o'clock on Fridays. So they were paying more for the privilege, and it was leaving us stressed because sometimes we were having to leave the hotel room that morning going, "But you've not done the bookings." It was very strange. So eventually, about mid-August, my friends, they took a holiday. They go to Crete every year. So our house sitting. So now I looked after their cats up in Door Topley. So I had some time up there, and then during most of the time, my sister and brother-in-law they stayed in the hotel. So I was house sitting for them for a while. Weird nature of my friend is that his house is not only massive, it also has essentially a granny flat under the garage. So middle of August, I moved into there, and I was there until just after New Year's. While I was there, though, up and doing Totley with a friend, I was able to do a lot more video editing. So while I've been away, I'm not certain what was going on. I was still able to get videos done. So I've still got a few left to put aside. So yeah, it's been a weird several months. I've been able to stay aside. I still, well, I've always been as so in the video. Everyone's safe, but it's just a weird little situation. As for house, as to why it got, as for how the house got flooded. Essentially, there is a nearby flood defence nearby, quite close to the house. Yeah, nearby. Yeah. Which unfortunately, if it gets flash flooded, which it did at the time, it can't cope. If it rains all day, it's fine, but a flash flood always catches it out. So unfortunately, it rained a lot during that time. Floodwaters raised, and yeah, there's also there's three sides potentially to blame. There's the environmental agency for anything like I think it's above ground. It's like I think it's like riverworks and such like that. There's the council for the road and Yorkshire Water for the pipes. In the environmental, the rivers kept flowing. Then once it cleared, the things have started flowing, the flood waters dissipated very quickly. The council, with the road is actually fairly well designed. There's a slight incline, and there is a slight because of the drive. There is a slight incline as well, so it takes a lot of water to flood. But unfortunately, it did. And then also, as I said, with the flood defence, the system it has trouble with flash floods. It was just a flash flood. The system couldn't cope. So yeah, apparently they've apparently sorted things out and maintained pipes, but as I say, it's still a flood. Well, it's not a flood risk area, but there's still a chance of flooding it. There's a weird definition for that. The weird thing is with this area is that it's only supposed to flood once every 50 years. It's flooded 4 times in the last 40. So the first one I think was in 1982. What I've heard for anyway. First time I heard it was in 1982. Then it was in 97, apparently the day of Princess Diana's funeral. That's very remembered. And the second to last time was the 4th of July, 2015. 6 years to the day, the last time it got flooded. Now, I didn't live here at the time, but my sister did. I think at the time the house was empty, it was on for sale. I think we bought it and then that's where I moved in. So we've always had it in the back of our minds that there is a flood risk. So that's why we didn't lose anything of value. We've always had it's sort of been prepared. Everything that's of any value is not on the ground floor. It's usually a bit higher up or upstairs. It's that sort of mindset. The house was bought in the knowledge that there was always a chance. As I said, everyone was safe. But I had to kind of keep things quiet because obviously nobody was in the house at the time. But yeah, everyone's been safe, and hopefully I've got all that crap behind me. Try and set up the house again, so the living room is still a project. The garden's basically as it was. We still need to collapse the shed. There's the weirdness of that. They don't take that away, so that needs still need doing, but that can wait until summer. Yeah. As for the channel, yeah, I think by the time I've done this video, a little quick I'm back trailer sort of thing should be up. And yeah, hopefully next weekend I will be posting videos back to normality. I don't know how frequent I'm going to try and do them. I'm also going to try and do little other odd videos as well at the same time, but at this moment in time, yeah, just trying to get back into normality with the channel. So hopefully I've not bored you. Hopefully I've not, hopefully I've explained what the hell's been happening. I think the only other person I've been talking to on YouTube about it who knows is Charles from Dashcam Hull. Yeah, he should be doing my compilation 100 video. Apparently the intro is interesting. That's a very weird bit of wording, but that's what he said. But I think I've got up to compilation 102. I think the last posted one was 92 or 93. So I've got about, well, eight, 9 videos ready to go, plus some other one. I've also got a video from, a couple of videos from the trip down to Cornwall. It's, yeah, literally just, no, it wasn't in the Peugeot, but, yeah, it's still footage that I was there, just basically all the driving. I don't know if I'll put in anything like the other videos and such like that I've put in, pictures and such like I've shot with my camera. So, yeah, again, hopefully I've not bored you. Hopefully, yeah, the channel will go back to normal, and hopefully the house doesn't flood again this year. But who knows? I'm literally recording this in a week where, where Derbyshire's under snow it's Storm Eunice. That's it. Yeah, Storm Eunice has hit. Sheffield's not really that badly hit from what I've seen, but I think anything south of the Pennines has been quite badly hit. So yeah. Yeah, hopefully I should be back to normal. Hopefully, with the upload. But until next time, take care.